What's up, African Diaspora? Order in the court, guys. Okay. So, it is your favorite attorney, Allie Booker. We are discussing politics as usual, right? We are the politic police here at the African Diaspora. Okay. And so one of the things that we have been discussing, guys, is Trump. Okay. This is a huge, for the Republican Party as well as the Democratic Party, our entire nation, it's a huge deal what's going on right now. And we can sit around and we can act like it doesn't mean anything. It means a lot. It's creating history. It's setting the tone. And it's also quite interesting to see how he's going to maneuver and what's going to happen, okay? Now, Trump has been charged with more counts, okay? In addition to this, he has had, unfortunately, two low-level individuals or low-level workers that have been charged along with him, unfortunately. And of course we know that Trump tends to get people, they say, that are lower level employees of his to do his dirty work, because these people, you have to think about it. Being able to rub elbows with someone of his caliber is something that a lot of people will never do in life. And so once they've made it, or they feel like they've made it and they've gotten there, it's at the point where they don't want to tell him no. He used to be a president. He very well could be a president tomorrow. You don't want to tell someone like that no. And he is very good at knowing who is going to be a quote-unquote good henchman. And so he picks them out. He handpicks them and approaches them. And they generally do what he says. So it's been told that they assisted in destroying documents and moving things for him. So we have two people underneath the new indictment, Nada and De Oliveira. Apparently they moved about 64 boxes of records to Trump's residence after the Justice Department subpoenaed Trump for those documents, okay? And they helped to move the 64 boxes away, and then later they returned about 30 boxes for inspection by Evan Corcoran. Okay, and he's a Trump attorney. He's one of Trump's attorneys, Corcoran, and he represents Trump, and that's one of the attorneys that Trump ended up lying to. Remember, they said that his right hand is one of the people that helped him move him. Well, they've indicted them over this weekend, okay? And it's unfortunate because they don't know what to do. It's been said that they've reached out to kind of see what they should do. They are scared because they don't have that much money. This is a high-level investigation. It's going to take a lot of money for them to be represented, and he is telling them that if they stick by his side, that he will make sure they have an attorney. So they're kind of, at a point where they have to decide whether they're going to keep on going with him or whether they're going to turn their back on him and then become a witness for the government and assist them in their investigation against Trump. In my opinion, they're going to get in trouble either way. They probably need to turn their back and run. One thing that Cohen has let people know is that when you are at this point with Trump, you need to turn your back and you need to go and you need to think for yourself. He's also come out and he's stated in many interviews this weekend that he believes that Trump is lying, that Trump does not have attorneys for them, that he's looking for people to represent them, but that these people will not be paid, number one. And number two, that Trump will not pay them until later on down the line to make sure that the people stay where they should be in this fight, to make sure they stay on Trump's side. And the second in which they look like, or if Trump argues that they look like they're turning their back on him or something along those lines, he's going to use that as an excuse to leave them dead, right there in the dump with no lawyer. And that's what Cohen is saying again this weekend. He's even saying it early this morning. So it's good to see these charges come, and it's also bad because one of the things that they said about these charges is that it's kind of getting ridiculous at this point. From a legal standpoint, you can really see them reaching on these charges, okay? And a lot of people are upset because they're like, come on. You've now indicted two low-level workers who clearly had no authority whatsoever and were just doing what they were told. One of them is his driver, for goodness sakes. And what did you want them to do? These are not high-level officials with some long history of knowledge of the legal world. And they feel like those are just like sitting ducks that they're shooting at. And it's highly unfair. So that's one of the things that's been brought up this weekend. However, we know how it is when you're on this other side of things. You use what you have to get what you want. And inevitably, a lot of the times that you bring very powerful people down, you do it by bringing down those around them so that you can get to that powerful person, because they've got people standing in the way. The only way for you to bring them down is to remove that barrier of people. Seems like that's what they're doing. So we're going to be paying attention to this, guys. This is a huge deal. I'm getting ready to discuss how big of a deal this is in another video. It has the entire Republican Party perplexed. They don't know which way to move and how to look at things and what to say about it, right? You have people that are saying absolutely nothing about this, and really nobody is talking about this in the Republican Party except for a few people, maybe DeSantis and Chris Christie, and we'll discuss that later, and why the Republican Party isn't doing anything and why people decided that it's better to say nothing and kind of let this stuff go on with Trump than to speak out against it and use it as a political pathway to be elected. So this is, again, a landmark case to watch. It is going to set precedents in this country and many others as to how far your authority will go. We know that there are presidential candidates that are saying if they get in, they'll pardon Trump. But they're so low in the voting polls that I think they're just doing it to get votes and to garner support. Because a lot of these people are going to need to know where to land. Some people are not so much as behind Trump, and they believe that the more charges they come with, the less amount of people that are going to support Trump. That may or may not happen, but let's keep our ear to the street. Let's keep watching it, guys. We're going to stay up to date on this political, this is a political catastrophe, it's a rendezvous, it's many things. It's a lot of stuff going on. It's the first precedence for this, and it's highly interesting. It really is. And it really affects us here at the African diaspora. And I will say, and I'm going to let us go, but one of the things that we were talking about and that they've been speaking of, especially Mr. Carson did have a awards show over this weekend where he was handing out awards to people just like Feel Advised, Amen, that are coming out here and bringing us truth. And one of the things that they were discussing was that, people are out here now. We're not getting a lot of our truth and our wisdom, our knowledge, our history from CNN and Channel 26 anymore. There are people out here just like Mr. Phil who are over the African diaspora who are pushing us in the right direction. We need to pay attention to these shows, and we need to stay up to date. We need to use shows like this to guide us politically. So I will continue to help guide you politically, and many others. Guys, we'll catch you next time. Okay, until then, court does stand in recess. I'll see you guys next time. Bye, African diaspora. And make sure you follow me, she_ya_lawyer on Instagram, Legal QT on TikTok as well as YouTube. Okay, and keep up with me there. We do a lot with the law and what we should do in certain situations on those shows. Thank you. Until next time, see you next time. Until next time, see you next time. Bye, African diaspora. Y'all have a good one.